Believe it or not, the ghost that used to haunt the place where he died didn't just show himself. But some of them have tragic stories, especially female ghosts. Many female ghosts are rumored to have wandered in the past. In general, they died by suicide or were killed. In fact, the story of their death is increasingly legendary and embedded in people's memories. The story is passed down from time to time until it becomes an icon of a female ghost somewhere. Curious about which female ghost is the scariest in the world? Here's the story for you. These are the 5 scariest female ghost stories in the world. Number 1, Anne Boleyn. Anne Boleyn is one of Britain's most famous ghosts. She is known as the second wife of Henry VII. In her marriage, Anne gave birth to a daughter. However, Henry expects the baby boy to be his heir. Because girls don't deserve it. Disappointed with Anne, Henry then married another woman named Jane Seymour. In order to escape Anne's presence, the man was determined to kill his own wife by beheading. So that his mistakes are not smelled by the citizens, Henry argues that his wife is a traitor to the state and deserves the death penalty. Anne's head was beheaded by the executioner in the City Tower of London. After being executed, the figure of a woman resembling Anne is often seen in the tower area. Anne's appearance was considered scary because she walked while holding her severed head. Number 2. Bloody Mary. There are 10 women who have ruled the British Empire, including Queen Elizabeth II. One of them was nicknamed Bloody Mary. Hearing the name Bloody Mary, some people's minds immediately go to the sumptuous cocktail, a mix of vodka, tomato juice and a combination of spices. He will always be remembered in history as a ruthless figure who ordered the execution of 280 people who were deemed to have defied his religious decisions. That's why he was nicknamed Bloody Mary by his people. Mary was the only descendant of Henry VIII by his first wife, Catherine of Aragon. He succeeded his sickly half-brother, Edward VI. The sister who doesn't like Mary because of religious differences. When she died, the ghost of Bloody Mary was often seen and made her a female ghost who still often showed herself to others. Number 3. Kuchisekona. This female ghost will be angry if people don't call her beautiful. According to legend, Kuchisekona was a woman who was mutilated by her own husband, then her spirit wandered. The news started in Nagasaki Prefecture in 1979 and soon spread to other cities. A number of schools reportedly even ordered students to go home in groups escorted by the legend of this female ghost. In some stories, it is stated that she was a patient in a mental hospital, but there are other stories that mention a woman who was caught having an affair so that she was slashed with a sword by her own husband. The legends of the past have slightly different versions. The woman is said to be wearing a cloth covering her mouth or a scarf. He asked, "Am I pretty?" If the answer is not pretty, he opens his mouth and asks in a creepy voice. If the answer is no or the victim screams, he will slash it so that the victim suffers the same fate as him. But if the answer is beautiful, he will go but still stalk the victim and brutally kill him at night. Number 4. Lady Grey. In October 2014, the couple Dean and Amy Harper were looking at photos of their vacation to Dudley Castle the week before. What they saw shocked them beyond measure, namely that they saw a figure suspected of being a ghost. The husband and wife from Birmingham, England were apparently photographing flashes of terrible shadows with their cell phones. It is perhaps one of Britain's most famous and legendary ghosts, the Grey Lady, who is said to have haunted Dudley Castle for centuries. The sighting was caught on camera when the couple took pictures of the courtyard, which became a tourist attraction. At that time they did not find any oddity, especially seeing a blurry grey figure appear at the gate under the lower window like the one in the photo. According to legend, the ghost was Dorothy Beaumont, who died with her baby daughter shortly after giving birth. Her last wish to be buried with her daughter and for her husband to be present at the funeral was not fulfilled. That said, because that's the spirit wandering. Number 5. La Planchada. La Planchada is a famous ghost story in Mexico. According to a story that circulated in the 1930s, there was a nurse named Eulalia who worked at the Juarez Hospital in Mexico City. The figure of Eulalia is known as a woman who is neat in dress. Therefore, she was nicknamed La Planchada, which means a neat woman. Eulalia is known to like a handsome doctor who has just joined the hospital staff. Not long after, the two got engaged. Due to his busy work schedule, the doctor often leaves Eulalia to attend seminars and meetings. In the end, his fiancée never returned. After finding out where the doctor is, Eulalia finds out that her fiancé has married another woman. Eulalia's sadness caused depression and resulted in one of the patients dying because of her negligence. Shortly after a deep depression, Eulalia actually died. Many eyewitnesses who crossed the hospital hallway claim to see a ghost. They are sure that the ghost is Eulalia because it can be seen from her neat clothes.